Hi guys, my name is Lilo.
My name is Daniel Harold.
So we're going to be talking about faith, family, finance, fitness, and friends.
Lilo's journey has been very exciting, and
Mhm.
how this is going to be, it's going to be like a question and answer session that stir up conversations. So I'm going to first of all ask Lilo a question about her faith.
Did you come here to attack me? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put her guys on,
It's like you came here like I'm coming here to. I'm gonna give you guys answers to what you want to know.
And I hope she didn't. She also doesn't want to attack me.
I will. I'm gonna go with the same energy you come with.
But I'm gonna be asking her some questions.
Okay.
So for those of you that know Lilo, we're gonna get to know her more on a deeper level.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to expose her a lot.
Hey.
Lilo, tell me when you decided to, go for God.
Yeah.
What were the obstacles that you felt, could hold you?
Yeah.
From really going all out and even making the public know that, okay, this is the stance you're now taking.
Okay. Help me, Holy Spirit. But before I answer the question, I'm going to say that, you asking when I decided to go for God, I need to put it out there that I have always been about God. I was born into a Christian home. I'm the type that has to go to church every Sunday. We go for vigils on Friday. We go for church conferences. We go for programs. But I think, to answer your question will be talking about when I decided to make it public. I do, post when I'm like in church or go for these things. But you're right about me being very vocal about it now. And I'm not just talking about it, I'm acting on it as well.
100%.
So before it was a thing of we could go to the club. I think I said this on like a video on Instagram. We probably go to the club on Friday and on Saturday we're in the club. I kid you not, I've had days where I just go back from the club. I take a nap for like an hour.
Okay.
And I have to shower and go to church because I felt like it's a tradition, it's a religion that I have to go to church.
Yeah.
I'm very God fearing, but I was still like, in and out of it. But I've come to realize that it's not about you going to church for their culture because you grew up, going to church. It's about what are you doing? What do you want for yourself? Are you serving God or are you, serving the world? And having to, grow up in Nigeria, it's a thing where people really care about how people see them.
Wow.
But like having to move here, I'm like
she's speechless.
I mean, this will definitely be a conversation for another day, but it's just like life is good.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing was this, and I'm gonna tell you this, but I'm not gonna tell you the person.
Yeah.
But one day, someone asked me, the person was like, "Hey, your friend Lilo,
Yeah.
is very serious with God right now," and the person was like, "It looks very beautiful because the normal narrative people have is that when you are in America, you tend to be more wild."
Oh my God, someone said that. But go on, I have something to say about that.
So the person was like, but it's funny that like when this person was back in Nigeria, the closeness and attachment the person has with God was not as much as it is right now.
Absolutely.
And that made me to ponder. I never told her about that, but I thought about it and I was like, oh, like this makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel it's beautiful seeing where you are right now in your Christian faith because it's making me understand the idea of the fact that sometimes the function of service to God is necessary not by environment, but by season and time. I just really feel like there could just be a particular time, like a Kairos moment that God could just be like, you know what, this is the time I want you to get closer to me.
But I love the word season that she used because when I was talking to my mom and I told her, I'm like, God brought me here to isolate me. I needed that isolation because where I was a place where things were just going on. I felt like I needed to take a step back. I needed to see life in another light. So I definitely like that you used season because God needed to isolate me and bring me into this season that I'm in.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, it's tough but beautiful.
Yeah.
Because when you begin to lose things, and when I say things, you're losing people as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're beginning to lose things, you're beginning to lose the habits that you're used to.
Yeah.
There's days when I'm like,
It can be difficult.
yeah. But then God does something. I'm like, ooh, this is better. I'm like, this is better. So, when God takes something away from you, He's giving you the best.
Much more better. Yeah. Like,
Yo, you're getting, the best. You're getting way better than what He takes from you.
Yep.
And you need to be able to acknowledge that. You need to be able to see that, because if you dwell on the things you're losing, you actually won't see the things that He's giving
it's
to
going to
you.
bring to you 100%, guys.
And I feel like that's the part where I really appreciate my isolation, because God has been good to me, but I appreciate things more now. And I mean, your question was about what were the difficult things, right? Which I feel like, the difficult thing has to just be me letting go of things that were not serving God, because but in as much as it was difficult, it's something that I'm glad I had to experience, and I'm still experiencing. I know quite a lot of things about you. I'm not sure we really had a conversation about
my
that.
faith.
Yeah, about your faith. Growing up, what was it like? Right now, where are you with God?
Okay. For me, I grew up actually in a Christian home, but I wouldn't really say my journey was all spiritual and holy.
Yeah.
I've done stuff. Like, I've been a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Very, very crazy. So I've experienced the world fully. And for me, I would really say that time, what really just took me far from God was beyond, like, let me say, some other stuffs that were happening as regards how people were. It was just about the whole idea of the fact that at first I thought God was boring. So especially as a young person, so I felt like the traits to which you are attached to serving God comes with a particular kind of age. When you've enjoyed your life and you not have to do those things. And then growing up the whole conservative environment where you're used to seeing, it's like people that serve God, you just kind of feel like you live a boring life. They dress in a certain kind of
That's
way.
true.
So my problem at first, I would really say what at first kept me far from God was doctrine, generally speaking, because I just really feel there was a particular way you had to be to serve God. But later on, when I came into the fullness of God, like growing up, I can remember when I received Jesus and everything, and I really said, okay, I want to do this. I just told myself something. Because I experienced a different kind of way in serving God.
Yeah.
Where you can serve God, and you still look good, like you still dress very
Absolutely.
well. Before then, what I thought is if you're serving God, you have to wear, what we call coats, and stuff. You have to look all nerdy and stuff like that. But you can still look good, you can still. You can still have fun.
Yeah.
The basic fun you want to have. Watch the movies you want to watch.
Yeah.
If you're sportive or if you're a person that likes fitness, go to the gym, do all those kind of things. And also still enjoy life in full.
What do you mean enjoy life? What's enjoyment? Like when you say enjoy life, because I don't want people to think for you. I don't want people to explain things for you. I want you to say, because when people say enjoy life, I have people that say, oh, Jesus Christ turned water to wine, so you're allowed to drink. I heard people say, oh, the Bible says you can drink but don't get drunk. I'm not even about to have this conversation. But when you say enjoy life, what do you mean?
So my own aspect of enjoyment of life is simple, right? It's about doing the stuff that makes you happy, but still being in alignment with what God says, right?
Absolutely.
So like I said before now, I just really felt serving God as a young person was boring. I really felt, you can't be what's the word now? Like I just really felt if you're gonna like you can't permit me to use the word like you can't be hot serving God. It's just the kind of way.
Yeah,
it is,
like
you know.
yeah,
But later on,
yeah,
like as I advanced,
Yeah.
like coming to the United States
Yeah.
and seeing how they serve God,
yeah,
I just really came to realize, for example, you go to church, right? And the pastor
Yeah.
is on gym, you know,
yeah.
and
You're talking about gym.
like with
They-
the fine cakes.
It's hard. You can wear shorts to church.
You get.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like growing up, we were brainwashed. You know, we care too much about who we say. I know. Okay, so guess what? Someone comes on my comments and talks about, oh, you know, swearing and cursing each other out and talking about God, and I'm like, how are you using God and you're swearing for somebody in
For a
in
particular
yes.
person,
You know, it's just a thing of people pretend to be what they are not.
Mhm.
And that's not really what God is about. God is about our heart.
Mhm.
I can wear shorts today and you are wearing a whole bodysuit.
Well, at the end of the day, you're not still perfect, you know?
Thank you. You know, and which is what we grew up knowing that you can't wear jeans, you have to wear skirt, you can't show your knees, you have to be covered up. Those things are necessary. You know, there's occasions where you have to be decent. But
And this is not us saying you should remove decency from this, guys.
Absolutely.
Just to be clear, right?
yeah.
It's just coming from the place of, you know, she asked me a question, and I'm
Yeah.
just saying
How
For
you
me,
saw God before and
how I
now,
just saw
how
God
you
was
can
I
now.
felt there was a straight line
Yeah.
in how you should conduct yourself to
Yeah.
serving God,
Mhm.
not knowing that God is large enough,
Mhm.
right, for you to still be able to serve Him within the confines of not doing stuff against His
Absolutely.
word, but have fun.
Yeah.
Because before now, I felt, hey, even when you want to serve God, you shouldn't watch movies. Maybe
Yeah.
you should just listen to preaching
Mhm.
morning to night.
Yeah.
I felt, hey, you know what? If you want to serve God, you know, like I said, there's a
Mhm.
particular way you should dress.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt, hey, if you want to like, you know, serve God, you know, you shouldn't even be very very sportive and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, later on, when I grew up and I experienced some of this stuff, one of the decisions I told myself is, you see, I'm gonna be a guy that's gonna change that narrative,
Mhm.
where I'm gonna dress well, like
Yeah.
very very well.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna serve my God. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna do well in school. You
Yeah.
know, I came out with a first class, like I graduated with a first class degree. So, like, I'm still gonna do well in school. I'm still gonna have fun and
Yeah.
fun in quotes, like take myself
Travel,
out,
go
travel,
eat
you know,
good,
eat
you
good
know,
food, you know,
picnics.
picnic. You get
Yeah,
the gist.
stuff
Swim,
like that.
You know,
Swim. Oh,
all
you
this
like
kind
to
of stuff.
swim. He's
100%.
Daniel. When are you going to teach me how to swim? We've been back and forth on
When
this.
she's ready, she wants to lose some pounds, guys.
I've been ready. Please, we need to start. Oh boy, winter is coming, but
Don't worry, I'll
yeah,
teach you.
absolutely.
You know, but those kind of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and then like at the end of the day, like in quote, permit me to use the word, still like be a fine guy and still serve God.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes some people also feel like maybe the people I had this stuff one day and I laughed because someone was saying the people that serve God are the ones that maybe in quotes know that they're not good looking, so they use that to compensate themselves. You know, and it was a very weird statement. And I asked the guy, why do you believe in this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why I resonate with. I don't know if it's Abel Chris songs, but he sang one song about.
Yeah, it's the five way of Jesus song.
You get
Yeah.
like I could resonate with that song very well because I feel that song was like an awakening to also make it look like, because I've also had the idea of the fact that some people also have attached, permit me to use this word, the context of being crazy and sinful because maybe you're good looking.
Yeah.
So they just feel like,
Yeah.
you know, there's some people that they just see you and they have that stereotype of you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little, you know.
It's a judgmental mentality that, you know,
Exactly.
people have. I'm not even about to go with the kind of people, but like people have that, and it's just crazy because I'm like, how do you just judge someone from looking at this person? You are not permitted to do it. You are not allowed to do that because if you keep living in that world where people judge you by your looks, people then begin to pretend because they know you're judging them off their looks, so they present themselves to be who you're going to be happy with. But yeah,
Just to summarize it,
yeah,
to me, right, I love God.
yeah,
I know that. And I take my relationship with God serious. I pray every day.
okay,
You know, I wouldn't say I'm the most perfect person.
Okay.
Like one of my favorite characters is Catherine Coleman,
okay,
where she really speaks about the idea of the fact where, you know, you make efforts to get closer to God, but know that you cannot do it on your own, except God comes into the picture.
yeah,
And also, even while doing that, I try my very best to still live a balanced life.
Yeah.
So not just showing one side of myself,
Mhm.
but also exploring other sides of myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, if I have stuffs to do, work, I do it
Yeah.
to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to communicate with friends,
Yeah.
hang out with friends, I do it to the best of my ability. But also knowing where I am also hanging out. So like there are some
Yeah.
places you virtually not see me. You know, but just like what Lito said, it's just.
I like that you said that you can't do it if God doesn't come into the picture, because that is so true. I experienced that. You know, I always tell people that when God handles you, I promise you, there's nothing you can do about it. And you know, it just reminded me of when Saul turned to Paul.
Mhm.
Imagine the person that was against God was the person that now started talking about God. It's just a thing of once God is like, I'm ready for
For
you.
you cannot change it.
You can't change it. You can't control it. You don't know what just happens to you. It's just like,
takes over you.
you know, it takes over you. And I can say I experienced that, and it's a good feeling. I'm not even.
Man, it's a beautiful story. I feel if you're a young person and you don't have the
Yeah.
God factor, you're missing a
You're
lot.
missing.
The other side doesn't have. It's not as fun as this side.
100%. It's so fun out here.
Will, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Moving to friends,
Okay.
and when it comes to friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna tell me your own experience, what you feel, and also like in our generation, you know.
Yeah.
When it comes to friendship, what do you think makes, you know, intentionality in our generation lack in terms of friendship? Because, and the reason why I'm asking this question is because most times some people just really feel, especially when it comes to friendship,
Yeah.
maybe necessarily you really have to, in quotes,
Yeah.
there has to be an extra string attached
Yeah.
for you to be very intentional about that friend. They
Yeah.
don't necessarily believe in the fact that, hey, whether it's a boy, girl, or even a girl, you can be intentional about a friend
Yeah.
without, you know, any of this kind of stuff. But when it
Yeah.
comes to friendship,
I feel like for me, I'm an all-in person. When I go in 100%, and when I come out, I'm coming out 100%. Like you're never going to see 1% of me left in it. And I also feel like because of that, I've been really hurt a lot with friendships. But I don't even dwell on that. I'm not even doing. I'm so grateful to God. So I feel like people go into friendships, or people have friendships because they're thinking about what can I get out of this friendship. But I feel like we need to go into friendships thinking, how can I be good to this person?
100%.
That's how I feel. And I'm even the type that when I see how people are intentional about me, my friends are intentional about me, I want to be even better for them. I'm not even, this is not even me praising myself, but I feel like all my friends will probably say the same thing about me. You know, I'm that friend that you're not going to think twice to have around you. You know, I put myself in places, in friendships where I want my friends to know I'm a call away. You know, Lilo is that person that listens. Lilo is that person that comes through for me. You know, Lilo has my back. I never want you to, you know, second guess our friendship. I never want you to. No, don't get it twisted. I'm not asking you to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Because there's a thin line between
trying to be an intentional
friend.
Please people.
Yes, there's a very thin line.
Yeah.
Don't be a people pleaser. Please, that is the beginning of your downfall.
Yeah.
But being an intentional friend, 100% over 100%. That's something that I feel like this generation needs more than ever, because I always say, like, something to my friends in my Bible studies, I'm like, we're all that we have. And they're like, we have God. I'm like, yeah, we have God, but at the end of the day, we're actually, God is not going to come down from heaven and be gisting with you.
100%.
You know what I mean? You need people around you that have your back. You need people around you that understand that life is life-in.
Yeah, and then they can be there
For you. You know?
There.
So I'm not in support of people that go into friendships thinking, what can I get out of it? You know, it has to be more of, what can I put into this person.
Mhm.
And trust me, it's just a rule of life. Once you're pouring into someone, it will only be a selfish person that would just be taking.
Mhm.
Anybody that has, OT will know that I need to be a good friend to this person as
You know,
well.
one of the funny things I haven't discovered is even Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, rest it taken into
I love
right?
it.
For his success,
Yeah,
he still had to have at least,
he has very
first of all, 12 intentional friends, of which one betrayed him, right?
yeah.
Well, let's say 12, 11. Let's
Yeah.
give Judas grace.
Yeah,
Right?
we have to give him
Yeah,
grace.
so
Yeah,
because at least he
Yeah.
played a little role.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
used to give Jesus a kiss, remember?
yeah.
So-
And I feel like you always have that one bad friend.
You understand?
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted you to think about the ideals of the fact that Jesus' journey wouldn't have still been very easy if he had not had
Yeah,
those 11
friends.
people.
That's very true.
You know, so this time in our life, like a lot of people lack intentional friends. You know,
Mm.
I believe in having one intentional friends than
Absolutely.
having 100 unintentional friends.
Bruh,
You know, like
are you taking notes?
it's
So
it's a lot.
important.
It's a lot
Yeah.
because things happen. Every single person, even you listening right now, there's
Mhm.
no person that can say every single day you're
Yeah.
happy 100% or
Yeah.
you're
Your day is
Your-
perfect.
good or your battery level every day
It's
is 100%. There's
yeah.
some days that you're on zero, you
Mhm.
know, and sometimes you just that call from a friend,
Yeah.
you feel okay. You know, there's this song I like listening to. It's
Right.
Lean on Me, you know.
Oh, I that's right.
Beautiful song.
And I'll be your friend.
Lil is gonna give us it.
I can't even think it, but that's a good song, yeah.
So,
Bruh, that
so
song was probably
intentional
before I was
friendship
born.
is it is it's a very beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
But like intentional friendships are just very critical.
Very important.
Where one needs to have, and just like what Lila said,
Mhm.
going into them not what you're going to benefit,
Yeah.
but what you're going to give.
Yeah.
Right. So I believe in the ideas of the fact that it's 70% what I'm going to give
Yeah.
and 30% of what I'm going to take. Because also you can't just do a friendship and you're going to see 100% what I'm going to give.
Mhm.
Because if you're pouring in
Hmm.
and you're not
You
receiving,
see me?
it's kind of like a toxic friendship.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
the person at the end of the day could change you to
Yeah.
be who you're not.
You have to invest into friendships that you know will serve you.
Yeah.
You know, before you just say, I want this person to be my friend, see the qualities, like, get to know the person, get to
Yeah.
see, like, is this person good for me or bad for me?
Yeah.
The same investment you put into making relationships, put it into friendships as well, because I would say friendships are even more important and valuable
How
than
do you know when they say
relationships.
that?
Yeah!
When did you know when they say that?
I didn't know.
Guys,
That's how I feel.
You see the stuff she said? Some
Yeah.
people have ruined beautiful friendships because
Yeah.
of relationships. You know? And I really like this particular stuff because I was about to say this and
Yeah.
she just said it.
Yeah.
The foundation to any great stuff in life, a relationship, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it's friendship.
Friendship. Yeah.
And I feel like don't always sometimes try to, destroy the roots of something,
Mhm.
because of the fruits, obviously.
Yeah.
So what she's saying is actually
Mhm,
correct. So you
absolutely.
can continue.
Yeah, so I mean, I pretty much said those. So I feel like invest into friendships that you know can serve you.
Exactly. And when we're even talking about invest where you're going to be able to reap from, we're not necessarily saying that it should be more of like in quotes,
How you can benefit from the person.
benefit. We're not coming from that angle
Yeah.
because especially in that regard, some people, I've noticed that some people try to misconstrue that
That's true.
strictly with, okay, maybe this person has more money.
Mhm.
I want this person to be my friend.
Yeah, they want to
Maybe
worship
this
your
person,
feet.
maybe this person in quotes, for
Yeah,
me to use
it's
the word,
smart.
is smart. I want this person to be my
Yeah.
friend. I mean, that's not even really bad though, but sometimes it's necessarily not about those big things.
Yeah.
It could just be that this person it could be that maybe you are the kind of person that gets angry easily.
Yeah.
And there is just that one friend that knows
Calms
how to
you
calm
down.
you down,
Yeah.
and that could be it.
Yeah.
But try right now, even as we're speaking,
Yeah.
we're not trying to break friendships.
Yeah.
Maybe have a retrospect and just look at your friends and ask yourself, among all my friends,
Yeah.
try to at least pick one thing that your
Mhm.
friend is contributing to your
To
life.
your life.
So I think it's not about physical giving per
Yeah.
se, but more about like contribution.
Yeah, and I like that you said that because it's so important, even if it's just one thing that you can say, this is what this person is doing for me. I think that's enough, like, you don't need 50 things. You don't even need 5 things.
Mhm.
It could just be the littlest things. It could just be someone that maybe tells you, oh, I mean, I'm sorry to just use the gym, but like they say, oh, Lila, have you gone to the gym today? Even if that is all the person asks you every day, that is a part of your life. Well, that's a part of my life that I struggle
That's
with.
very important.
Yeah, and it's important to me. So if I find my friend that every day is asking me that,
Yeah.
for example, us starting this podcast, bruh, if not for Daniel, I promise you I won't be by this camera. I might maybe like in 2 years' time. Because
the funny thing was she brought up the idea and then Lilo was nowhere to be found. She was just procrastinating.
Do you know, I like that you said idea as well? Tell your ideas to people that want to bring it to life.
100. Not people that are gonna kill it.
Kill it. Oh my gosh.
You know, sometimes some people even have. So me, the kind of circle I keep are circles that I can come in your midst without feeling gingered, one way or the other about something.
Yeah.
So there are just some people that when you tell them your dreams, no matter how crazy it sounds, even if you tell the guy or the girl that, hey, I want to jump up and get to the moon. They won't scrutinize it.
They would say it's impossible.
Good. They could give their checks. But they'll tell you, okay, this can happen, but you have to maybe get a rocket, do that, and all of this kind of
Do you know, it's so crazy that, like, I think it was last semester, that we will be talking, I'll just talk about how I have this and that and that and that to do. I promise you guys, Daniel will literally check up on me till I've turned in my papers or turned in my work, and
Daniel is getting his flowers.
I might not say it to him, but these are the things I'm just like, oh my gosh. You know, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me because we don't have to talk every day, but every time we speak, we are having valuable conversations. We don't speak every day, but sometimes like we speak for hours and we're unpacking everything. You know, it just feels good to have that person.
100.
I feel like everybody deserves that person. I'm not going to say everybody deserves Daniel. Everybody deserves that friend. Everybody deserves that friend that actually has their back. So, you know, what I'm trying to just say is that you don't need a friend. You don't have to say, oh, I want a friend that is... You don't have to look for a particular thing in the person. You know, I wasn't looking for a particular thing in Daniel, but Daniel, you know, became that thing that I need. And I hope I'm the same with you as well.
She is. Yes. She access.
Thank you.
I have a question.
I was going to ask you, like, over like your life with friendships, what friendships?
Are you seeing serious shirts?
What friendships? What friendships do you feel like, you know, are the ones that are so valuable to you? And tell me why. Do you get the question?
I get you. For me, when it comes to the value of friendship, I want, for me, it doesn't necessarily work based on the time construct.
Okay.
But it's kind of more or less like based on the connection construct. You know, and the intentionality, like we already said, between both parties. So it's even just kind of like this question that they've asked them. It's like a very controversial question when it comes to relationships. Where they'll be like, let's say like as a guy now, you have like 2 ladies, right? That care about you. Or let's say as a lady, you're still a lady. So you have 2 guys that care about you. One came first. One came later. But the one that came later, you kind of have more connection with that one than the one that came first.
Really? You know the person you've known longer than you should have more connection with.
See, she's giving it.
No, I don't.
But it doesn't always work that way.
Matter.
You know, it doesn't. So you can have a friend that can come. You just know that friend within 3 weeks, and it's like you want that friend all your life. And then you can have a friend that you knew from childhood, but almost like it's been rocky. There are just some things, and you guys still call yourself friends, but you know that you can't really bank on that. So for me, that's why I'm just gonna say I've had friends that were like I grew up with, you know, like shout out to David, you know, and others,
shout out to David.
And we're still friends, you know, David Shalom, you know, we're still friends.
Why are you shouting out to your friends? I shout out to all my friends. You guys know I love you.
You see her? You see. So, well, at the end of the day, I've also had friends that I've met, like I mean, see Leo over here.
Yeah.
That you've met them, and then as you've met them, there's some values that they have in your life. I have friends from, in the US here that I've met maybe like within 3 months, and they are very intentional. So one thing about me is I love intentional friendships. That's why I say I'll pick one intentional friend over 100 unintentional friends.
Absolutely.
There are some people I can just say are my friends for the purpose of saying are my friends.
Yeah, like acquaintances.
Just based on formal kind of introduction. But at the end of the day, I feel like in your heart of heart, those
your
are
guys.
your friends.
Yeah, that's true.
So that should start.
I like that. Yeah. I feel like for me, I was talking to my friend. I'm like, I've experienced friends at every era of my life, and I've come to realize that my friends that I grew up with, they are not going anywhere. You see my childhood friends, shout out to y'all. They know, like,
They're very intentional.
What? Right? Yeah, it's like we've known each other for decades, and things that we've all gone through life. But growing up together is just like we have a lot in common. We have things to hold on to. Friendships now, like we spoke about earlier, is just like what can we benefit? But like your childhood friends are just like they knew you.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And one of the things Lilo is good at, which is very beautiful, and I think people should emulate, is Lilo has solid friendships that she has kept over time.
Yeah.
I feel the point you're trying to make is there are friends that maybe immediately it's like, let's say they get to a certain level in life or they change location. Like you came to America, maybe some friends are in Niger.
Yeah.
They just do this kind of I'm not on your level, that kind of thing. Well, your kind of person, especially if that friend was very intentional with you from get-go, no matter where you are in this life,
we still connected,
and that's how they are also sticking with you as
with
well.
me, and another beautiful thing I like about my friend that we don't have to speak every day, but I promise you when you speak, the energy is rekindled. It's so good. Those are the friends that I love to death. You know what I mean? I met some new friends recently that I'm grateful for. I call them my sisters. I had gone for my friend's wedding in Grace, and I met her friend that I wasn't friends with. And again, it leads me to the people you meet people around. You pick your friends. And what I like about my friend Ife is the fact that her friends are the same.
Shout out to you first.
I'm not the most open person. I'm very big on I like my space. I just leave me in my box, my little circle, like just leave me there. But when I met them, I'm like, what? So I was able to extend the love I have for Ife to them, and they were able to extend the same love for me. I'm just like, wow. And now I kid you not, like we speak like we've known each other forever.
And that's where I was coming from. Sometimes it's necessarily not about the length of time.
Yeah.
It's I feel at the end of the day people that are there for you.
Yeah.
Just like what you rightly said when you started. I've had people that you've invested in, you showed intentionality towards when they took that friendship. And one thing I don't understand out there is everyone, even as a person, maybe we are speaking to you right now, you should also have limits, right?
Yeah.
There are some people, but me to say, especially when you've done your best and you've been very intentional for I feel like you're not accommodating some other good people in your life because you just had bent on still pouring in some friendships that are not taking you anywhere.
Pouring into friendships that don't serve you. I don't know about you, but
it drains.
So
it even drains one of the relationships.
I'm not doing that.
So the thing about me is I can be very loyal and intentional about a friend, and I can really give grace.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if I notice some things, maybe in terms of, I'm also very big on communication. I know people might say, Hannah, friends, but me, especially some very close friends, I'm very big on communication.
Yeah.
Like I can call you, we're justing, I'm a word of affirmation person.
Yeah.
So even with my friends, I would like to send, you can just wake up randomly, you can be like, why is Harold sending me this message? I just like making you feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
feel good about the day, and I also believe in the power of recommendations,
Yeah.
positive declarations, the law of
Yeah.
attraction through your tongue.
Yeah.
So I can just send you a text, hey, you're gonna do great today, you're gonna be
Yeah.
successful. I
Yeah.
love this kind of friendships.
Yeah.
I love, and I have a friendship like that
Yeah.
with my circle and even with my family.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
where sometimes if I go for any exam, even if
Yeah.
I go for any trip,
Yeah.
just that word alone,
Yeah.
my kind of person, you don't
Yeah.
need to give me the world, just that
Yeah.
perfect word
Yeah.
is enough for me. You know?
Yeah.
So that's
I mean, I'm not that friend, but I try in my little way.
she's trying.
I might not text you every day telling you how I care about you, but I'm the friend that prays for my friends every day. I'm the friend that when I get the opportunity to express, I remind them how much I love them. Before I get off the phone with my friends, I love you.
Yeah.
I need you to remember that I love you. But I might not text you randomly and say I love you. But when we speak, I let them know that
You
I
got
love
them
them.
anything
I got
like
you.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
you can call me, and when you're not even there, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm grateful that I have friends that can probably understand that. Yeah, they know how.
And you know, one of the beautiful things about life is sometimes circumstances can really make you also understand the beauty of friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my kid sister was
That's
going
true.
through what she was going through,
Yeah.
I really saw a dimension of friendship that I had not seen before.
Yeah.
So even people that communities those words, let's say I didn't rate as friends.
Yeah.
Right now, why my loyalty kind of tilted towards them
Yeah.
is because I
You
saw
feel their presence.
what they did.
Yeah, at that
you know.
moment. Yeah.
So it's just beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to have very beautiful intentions.
Yo, friendships, good ones are like top tier. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Yeah, I mean, just as well, of course, into family.
Yeah.
I feel like we're so far from like our family members right now.
Mhm.
How do you intentionally keep in touch? Do you guys have a group chat that you use? Do you speak to your parents every day? Are you closer to your mom or your dad?
Mhm.
Also, how many siblings do you have? Just I mean, that if there's certain things you don't want to talk about, but tell
No,
tell
this
us.
is vulnerable space.
Yeah,
so
tell
we're
us
gonna
those
talk.
things. If you have a favorite sibling and why. I'm just kidding. But yeah, how do you keep in touch with family? Which of your parents are you closest to? Yeah.
Well,
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
no,
I am
it's,
so
it's
sorry.
okay.
But yeah, you might talk about it. So I know who your parents.
So,
I'm so sorry. I remember.
She's not sorry, and she doesn't need to be
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I
I don't know
know
why she's
who you're
apologizing.
closest to.
But-
He Daniel lost his dad, so I'm so silly to have asked which of his parents his.
She's not silly. She had to ask the question.
Yeah,
It's important.
it just came out.
So
yeah.
the thing is, like she rightly said, I lost my dad. My dad was a medical doctor, and he kind of was that father that instilled, discipline, the taste for success and academia in our spirit, and that's that. So I am the only boy, and I have beautiful girls. I call them girls, a mother and two sisters, and the second child, I'm in between two beautiful women. My other sister is married with my favorite cousin right now. He's the only cousin, Jordan, and
Yeah.
then my younger sister, obviously. And my other sister is in the medical field as well. My younger sister decided to tilt towards,
Joe is your nephew. Your sister's son is your nephew.
I said that.
You say your closest cousin.
Come on, guys, please defend me here.
You say your
Did I
closest
say,
cousin.
did I say my cousin?
We're going to
Don't
refer
mind
back
that.
to this.
Okay, my nephew, my closest nephew. But for me, like I started, I don't know if it's here, but I told you before, I'm very family oriented.
Yeah.
So I told myself something. I said I would learn how to love my wife and my family with my current family.
Yeah.
So with my younger sister, I try to picture how my daughter tomorrow is going to be like. And even when my younger sister, is asking for money here and there,
I'll be there if you tell her she's
Yeah.
asked you.
yeah, that's kind of funny stuff.
Yeah.
Even when sometimes it's too much, I just try to picture, guy, tomorrow, you're gonna
Yes,
have
you're
a daughter,
responsible.
And I love female children.
Yeah.
No offense to my future wife, in case you want a male child, but I love female children, right? So I really love my family. I try to talk to them if it's not almost every day.
Yeah.
At least 3 days can't pass without talking to my family.
Yeah.
We gist, we talk. We have moments, we fight. It's
Yeah.
bound to happen,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen. But the beautiful thing about my family is how very close we are. You know, which is something I also noticed Lil has. Lil
Yeah.
is very close to my family.
You guys, I keep strict with my mom.
I mean, my mom typically came to, you know, America, stay with her for some time.
I know. When I relocated,
just to make sure she's well settled and then travel back.
Yeah.
What's a recommendation of the ideal family? And as a person, what do you think, especially now, you know, being independent, being an American and every stuff, like being in the US, what role do you think your family played and is still playing for you to be the person that you are right now?
Oh my gosh, I love this question so much. It's crazy because family is so important. Family plays, if I'm not exaggerating, maybe like 60% of who you are and, you know, how you are with the people that are around you.
Yeah.
And before I really give my recommendations, I would say that when you think about family, in as much as your parents and your siblings have played a role, be more focused on the family you are about to build.
100%.
I have a friend that he acts off and then he justifies his actions with how he was
raised. Yeah.
You know, he justifies it with, oh, I didn't have a father figure, or I had to do this, or my mom had to do that. That's how you grow up.
Yeah.
Now think about the kids you're about to raise. Think about the people that you're going to, you know, the people that look up to you. And I'm someone that I'm very grateful for how I was raised. I am very big on family. I'm not in support of divorce. I'm not in support of, you know, talking about your private family life to like strangers if you don't need to. There's some that you need to, but like if you don't need to, don't just go spilling stuff, you know. I'm very big on that, and I think that played a huge role in my life. But God forbid I didn't have that. I feel like the kind of person I am, I will still build that for myself. I see people that they were not raised the way they wanted, but they talk about how I want my kids to have better than I had. You know, I want my kids to, you know, do better and succeed more than I did. You know, I want my kids to not have to struggle the way I did. I wish everyone could have that mentality, because at the end of the day, it's not about how you came into this world. It's about how you live. And people tend to forget that. You know, I know people that will say, oh, my father did not do this for me, I won't do this for any child.
And that's yeah. So from what you're saying, maybe I'll still just ask this question.
Yeah.
Do you think how a person grows, like, or like
that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, how a person grows affects your life and your social. Yeah, but I want people not to dwell on that and build who they want to be. Yes, how we grow up is
sometimes even some of the, you know, sad sides that we've had on maybe a guy that is raised to be like, not necessarily raised, but maybe a guy that later becomes like a domestic abuser in quotes, or, you know, even a cheat or something like that, or maybe a lady that is maybe like even a relationship, maybe she's unfaithful as well, or like she's extremely, you know, toxic and all those kind of things in the Do you think they might have seen one or two probably in their family growing up?
Absolutely. I feel like your upbringing has a lot to do with, you know, how your brain is wired, how you think about life. You know, people probably be like, oh, my father had so and so wives, or I grew up from a divorced home. All those things really do play a huge role. Yes, they do. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't lie, because when you're raised with love, you just tend to have so much love to give, and you can't relate to why some people are just, you know, the way they are. You know, but again, I still had people that were not raised correctly,
but they made a difference.
And I think that's like, you know, the most important thing. And that's why I didn't want to really answer the question of, not like I didn't want to answer it. Yes, I need to answer it, because my upbringing has a lot to do with who I am right now. You know what I mean?
But you also made the work.
Yes, you also have to put in the work. And which is why I'm like, I don't want us to constantly dwell on how we were raised.
Because sometimes there are even some people that were raised rightly,
and they
turned out
that part.
Some of like some pastors we have your kids, you know, that are crazy.
Most wayward kids.
So at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like there's something about being accountable to yourself as a child and not always blaming the parents.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, again, like I have a very small family. You know, we speak at least like we have a group chat where we do a conference call every Sunday. You know, I speak to my mom every day. Like I said earlier, I keep streaks with my mom, with my sisters. So even if we don't actively speak on the phone, we've probably texted that day, or you know, we've sent pictures, or you know, and whatever is happening, we actively share it in the group chat. And my friend was telling me about a lady that I don't remember who it was, but she was just talking about how she wishes she had a relationship with her mom, parents, because at the time she didn't understand that these people will live this world. You know, we tend to, a lot of times we get so busy for our parents and we don't even spend as much time with them when we really
You know, I love what you said, because it's even beyond. That's why I said the whole friends and family stuff is so linked.
Yeah.
Like if you get to the point where you realize that, hey, the person you are seeing right now, right? It's very possible, yes, we pray for long life, but you may not see that person tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whenever you have an opportunity to either interact with a person, be with a person, whether it's family or someone that is a friend that you're intentional about, there is this school of thought I have about flowing with that person as if probably that might be the last time. You know, because you don't want to be that kind of person that, God forbid, in case something happens, you start having regrets and you're like, I wish I experienced this with this person. I wish I knew this, I wish I knew that. Sometimes it's all about even how you feel with those people, that you can hear their silent cries.
Absolutely.
Even in your family, there are some siblings that are not outgoing, they like to keep things in, you know. But there is a way you would flow in your family, bring people close. Like in my family, my younger sister prefers telling me stuff compared to any other person. So she would rather prefer to tell me, no matter what it is. You know,
she'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, she'll tell me. Even if she messes up, she'll tell me. And that's just because of the welcoming environment as well. So I feel in a family, that's very important. You know?
Absolutely. And we hope you enjoy watching this as much as we enjoyed making this. See you guys in our next episode. Make sure you like. If you don't like, make sure you give us reasons why you wouldn't be liking it. Let's hear from you. And if you feel like we shouldn't do this anymore, that we suck, also let us know.
Feel free. We also want critics as well.
Yeah, let's know. I mean, that doesn't mean we'll stop, but let's know if you think we should stop. Alrighty.
Peace out. Take care of yourself.
See ya. Bye.